Hey guys, it's Doug here coming to you with a source to Starseeds for January 2022. For those of you who are new, Source to Starseeds is my monthly channeling series in which I go directly to source to find out what starseeds should be made aware of. Let's begin. Every new year brings with it a fresh wave of ideas and lofty goals for you to dream of. These ambitious thoughts are provided by your Spirit Guidance Council. They want you to get a glimpse of what you are capable of during the new year. You can indeed accomplish everything you have been picturing. The most beneficial way to do this is to pace your progress throughout the year. Start on your dream project as soon as you are finished reading this message. Take the introductory steps you have been procrastinating on. Use the full year to your advantage so you can grow at your own speed. You can afford to take baby steps each day when you give yourself ample time to accomplish your dreams. Small but consistent steps are far more effective than cramming a ton of work in last minute. If all you can spend is 5 minutes today, that is a prime start. Allotting time for your goals and taking modest action each day will build momentum in your favor. Pretty soon, working on your dream will be a compulsory habit. There'll no longer be an internal struggle slowing you down. The consistent effort pays off in both productivity and work ethic. Pursuing your goals is another benefit than simply creating your desired effect. Living with purpose will help you disengage with the various matrix systems that constantly vie for your attention. The negative distractions of media, news, politics, religion, and other malevolent sources lose most of their sway when you have more important things to do with your time. If you find yourself less interested in some of these pastimes, then know that you are on the right path. An evolving consciousness will always strive for something novel and interesting. You have already seen most of the tactics and ploys used by the malevolent to keep humanity stagnant. Starseeds are wired to keep progressing through their awakening journey once they enter it. Each of you doing this will transcend the distractions of the matrix system in your own perfect time. I will close this message by reminding each of you that today is the ideal moment to take that next step. Source. Wow. Thank you, Source. What a beautiful way to kickstart 2022. Now, as always, guys, I like to give my 2 cents on the channeling before we close here. Really a lot of interesting stuff in this one. I do like how he wants us to use the full year here to really go for those big ideas. And our spirit guides know what we're capable of. These more advanced versions of us are trying to motivate us to say, hey, look, you can do that. You have 12 months. You have 360 plus days to get this done. And a lot of the times, we procrastinate and we just wait, So, I have all year, and then you don't start, all of a sudden it's June and you haven't started yet, right? And then now it's twice as hard because you have half the time, or possibly even more than twice as hard, A lot of things do require that momentum to be built up. So what's really cool, too, is it mentions that, too, even, the baby steps leading to momentum. And I think a lot of people how could I start my own business or whatever? And well, today, you don't have to be the CEO of some business and sell $1,000 worth of products, right? Today, if this is your first day walking in that direction, you just have to read some articles, spend some time thinking what you'd want to sell. And then slowly each day, you build up. Eventually you would have, a whole online store. You're selling, you're doing marketing, and all of a sudden you have this huge business built up in August. And that's because you did a little bit each day, starting hopefully today. And Source even says, immediately after you're finished reading this. Hopefully after you finish the video, actually. But it's kind of funny how it's written there. But it makes sense. It's more about the expediency of how we should all be taking action, as opposed to literally this second. So as we go down to the second page, tons of cool stuff in here as well. I do like how we have an alternative to these distractions from the Matrix when we're on our own path. What do we do when there's not much? Well, I'll just browse YouTube, we'll watch sports, we'll watch our favorite movie, we'll play this video game, we'll scroll through social media. And it's like, yeah, that's some cheap fun, that's fun, don't get me wrong. There's fun, and there's, even room in our schedule for a little bit of relaxing and recharging like that. But there's so much time that we waste on these distractions that could be funneled into something so much better. And when you actually have something better to do, it's like, I'm not going to watch that football game. I have something way more interesting to build and create for myself, as opposed to just watching, the same sports team, that you've been watching for decades now, right? It's just kind of the same thing. Slightly different players and plays and coaches, but it's all kind of the same. And no offense to anyone I still love baseball myself. But I can acknowledge how, repetitive that is, too. So it's like, there's give and take, and I think it's all about balancing these aspects of our life that are, for the most part, just distracting and really keeping us from our goals, We almost can't complain about not being at our goals if you honestly assess, how much time gets wasted on, social media or, things like that don't really matter. So it's cool to just be mindful of that. You have a whole year, and if you add up, say 10, 15 minutes a day, every day for a whole year, I mean, that's a lot of time. I'm not going to calculate it off the bat there, but it is one of those things where you could imagine how much time that is, that you could easily accomplish a project. Just 15 minutes a day, every day for a year. And a huge project that takes dozens of hours would actually be done by the end of the year. So really cool stuff. But that's about it, guys. And then he closes with the reminder that, again, start. So I guess I'll do the same. Make sure you start on whatever it is. And if you don't have a certain thing in mind yet, consider, that's what your step should be tonight then. Let's work on what should you be focusing on in 2022. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I really hope you enjoyed the channeling. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown. Please feel free to share anything in the comments down below. If you found any of this interesting, you want to highlight a specific part, maybe you have questions or clarifications you would like, all that is great stuff for the comments down below. I'll see you guys down there. Until next time, have fun out there and take it easy. Thanks, guys.